to me, all I'm thinking about are those stories of those kids, especially in Chicago, but it happens in all these different cities. Shot in a drive-by or targeted. 12 years old, 8 years old, New York, all over the place, that no one ever wants to talk about in national news. It's horrific and it's sad. That's not the real, they're not going to cover that. The Democrats could lose political points on this. They should. Yes, but it's like, dude, you should be outraged that these kids are dying.
And hold on, it's not even just political points that Democrats should lose on this. I mean, just to be really serious for a second here.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding. Their leadership fails everywhere it goes.
Correct. They don't protect the people they claim to want to help so badly. Okay.
Well, Dick's Sporting Goods has got to stop having that G7 sale where you flash the gang sign and get 20% off. Because, you know, they're all buying them awfully like that. They're all going in places like that and getting guns.
You don't get them at Dick's anymore.
That's true. They got rid of them, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. It's going to have to be like Ron's Sporting Goods store on the corner.
No, you know how they don't own them legally.
Of course they don't.
Meanwhile,
they buy them out of the trunks of cars
No.
with other people's serial numbers because they sell them.
they file.
Gun control all you want.
Let's go to critical race theory. In what part of the country is a teacher saying, if you don't teach this, you're fired, just like a sexually abusive teacher would be?
That would be in the Portland Metro. This is Beaverton.
Whoa.
8th grade humanities teacher at Cedar Park Middle School apparently thinks not teaching quote-unquote anti-racism to students is like, well, on par with sexually abusing them. This is from a Zoom video session. She's talking about critical race theory, which again, just the quick definition, this teaches that America is fundamentally racist, white people are inherently racist, and black people are inherently powerless to do anything about it unless white people do the work. But it's framed as diversity training or anti-racism, when in fact it's literally creating a framework of systemic racism because it puts race as the most important thing about a human being.
And then the one thing also, if we're talking about Hispanics, they're also oppressed by white people. But I'm always foggy when it comes to Asian Americans. Are they also oppressed by white people?
I assume so, because it's critical race theory, white people suck.
Okay, but then, so why are the Harvards of the world saying we can't take any more Asian Americans in our school, they're too smart?
Because oppression...
Think about that sentence you just said.
Oppression sometimes has upward mobility characteristics. I'm not spreading
but think about that.
I know.
Harvard won't take you because you're too smart.
Well, you have too many Asian Americans.
You're too smart.
Not that you're too smart, it's that you're too Asian.
If you were just dumber and from Illinois, you'd be fine.
It's exactly opposite of Martin Luther King Jr.
Golly.
Anyway, here's the teacher doing the work.
Okay.
If you're not evolving into an anti-racist educator, you're making yourself obsolete.
It's not anti-racist education. I think everybody just needs to stand and say that's not anti-racist. It's racist what you're teaching. You just need to stop letting people own words like that. It's not anti-racist.
In this field of profession, our district is only getting browner and browner with our children, and so it's, you know, obviously you can't change your melanin, all right, but you can change your mind so that you can actually function in a district that is full of BIPOC children.
Who has a problem functioning? Isn't the same thing? Do the best you can. Get good grades. Learn a skill. Go get a job. Live out the American dream. Who is stopping these people?
Well, that's where parents have to step up. I mean, you got to step up. Be silent no more. You can't. Man, you've got to push back.
So if you're being resistant, I understand that. But you're going to have to eventually come to the light. Because if you're going to keep with those old views of colonialism, it's going to lead to being fired. Because you're going to be doing damage to our children, trauma. And so as we fire...
Oh my gosh, dude. This is hard to take. This is brainwashing.
This is unbelievable.
She's been brainwashed.
It's a cult.
It is a cult.
It matches all the characteristics of a cult. Because what is one of the